Welcome to Eternal Elements Learning Podcast brought to you by Atyasa Online. These podcasts are a part of the audio certificate programs on Atyasa Online. You're free to take these podcasts on your desired portal also, should you only wish to learn on the go. Thank you so much for engaging on these podcasts, and you can connect with the author on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Hi, this is Niket Karajagi from Atyasa Online, talking to you on Eternal Elements. We talk about creating high-performance teams, and this is Season 4. We're talking about toxic elements in the team. Who are these toxic elements? They may not necessarily be political in nature. And by the way, a lot of times we mistake politics to be toxic. Politics is played by influential people in order to retain power or increase power, and therefore politics is a part of the social structure of the human beings. How do you deal with politics? Very simple. Take politics to your advantage. There's no point cutting through politics. There's no point opposing politics. Politics has to be used to your advantage. I'm not talking about the unethical way of doing it, but I think there are far too many leaders who spend unnecessary time in the futility of trying to counter politics in an organization. Let's appreciate politics is played by influential people, and influential people are constantly expanding their dynamics of power in the organization, and therefore it becomes a good proposition either to be a witness to the politics that's going on and not getting involved in it, or maybe take advantage of the politics, form networks with these people, not necessarily getting into politics or playing that power play, but utilizing it for your own success. But what are these toxic people? The toxic people are people who just don't work. They're ethically corrupt. They are people who lack the willingness to work, and they get into blame game. They just do not want to accomplish any outcome. They don't take ownership. They don't take accountability. They don't take any responsibility. They just float in the organization. They come in the morning, they go home in the evening, and they don't do much. They are expensive. They tend to damage the climate of the organization. These are a set of people who also tend to infect other people and start spreading toxicity in the organization. And what happens when you spend toxicity in the organization, what happens when this infection spreads in the organization, the overall productivity of the organization goes down because people are trying to avoid these guys. People are trying to work on mechanisms of how not to deal with these toxic elements, because these toxic elements tend to sabotage every initiative of the organization. So how do you handle these guys who are toxic in nature? Talk to them straight. Set the ownership and accountability factors. Give them the feedback and the feed forward. Keep monitoring them. And as long as you monitor them, the toxic elements may not have the leeway of playing the games that they would otherwise want to play games. And let's also be very clear, don't allow them to get into the blame game. Fix the responsibility, fix the accountability, and tell them whether there is a success or a failure, the consequence of the outcome of every event is up to them. That's one way. But I have also noticed a lot of toxic people tend to transform over a period of time the moment they start succeeding and the moment they realize that there's a leader who's supporting them. However, you could have chronic toxic cases who just do not want to do anything in life. What is the way out? Put them on a performance improvement plan, and if they deliver, fine. If they don't deliver, you don't have a choice, but they have to exit the organization. And the best way to do that is you outplace them. You as a leader can take the initiative of getting them a job, because sacking ultimately hurts the person's identity, it hurts the person's self-esteem, hurts the family, and therefore it's not a great proposition to do. I'm not an advocate of sacking people. I'm not an advocate of firing people. That's the last thing that you should ever do, because if there is an ethical compromise, there's no other choice available. However, if there's no ethical compromise and the person typically is toxic because he just doesn't want to work, get him out of the system, rotate him. You never know, they may lose power completely, and after being rotated, they might just want to bounce back, and they might want to just work on themselves and deliver. Give a person 3 chances. if the person does not deliver in spite of the 3 chances, it's best to outplace these guys. Have the eye to catch the toxic elements in the organization, because you never know, your right-hand person could be a toxic element for the team. Be careful. These are the people who sabotage the energy of the team. These are the people who sabotage the entire culture of the team, and they pull down the productivity of the team. So what is the best way to deal with toxic people? Work on them, give them a feedback, feed forward, control the process of their outcomes, or let them succeed and they just might change, or rotate them, and the last thing that you could look for is outplace them. That's the only way out. And by the way, politics is not bad, because in every family, in every organization, in every society, powerful people want to expand their power, and therefore it's important to play with them. Be a witness, use them when you want to use them, stay away so that your image does not get tarnished in the game of politics. Politics is here to stay. Toxic people are here to stay. We need to build our abilities to deal with these scenarios. Thank you very much. This is Niket Karajagi from Atyasa Online for Eternal Elements. I was talking to you about high-performance teams. Now we're going to get into Season 5, which is all about creating organization excellence. See you in Season 5.